You're listening to At the Post Live, Serling on Saratoga on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio.
As we come back, let us remind you that At the Post Live, Serling on Saratoga is coming to you from the Parting Glass Pub in downtown Saratoga and is presented by Naira Bets. Join Naira Bets and earn up to 50,000 points and $100 cash bonus by using promo code SUNRISE. Sign up at NairaBets.com. Naira Bets, racing's best play. Thanks a lot for staying with us. We're back at the Post Live. I'm very happy to have my second guest on. I don't know if you're familiar with the man to my right, but this is Sal Cumin, and Sal has very quickly become one of the most well-known owners in the game. Sal, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
You're having a pretty good year. Now, if you're not familiar with Sal, now one of the first horses you bought was Lady Eli. Is that true?
That is correct. Coming back, we hope.
How's she doing? How's Lady Eli doing?
She's doing great. She had her third breeze at Belmont this past weekend, and we're hoping we can get another 4 or 5 breezes in her, and then hopefully we can pick a race and bring her back. She's doing an unbelievable job, so we're excited.
It's pretty exciting. So when did you first get into the game?
About 2.5 years ago. I didn't grow up knowing anything about racing. I grew up in Boston, and there was Suffolk Downs, but we didn't spend a lot of time at Suffolk Downs.
It's the Saratoga of the New England.
Beautiful place. And I had a buddy of mine just told me he thought I'd like it, and we bought a couple of horses together, and Lady Eli was in our first batch, so we got obviously extremely lucky, and from then on I kind of got hooked.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, to get a horse like that, and she's obviously a phenomenal horse, and people are hoping she gets back soon. But you've had some other incredible success. You bought into Exaggerator this year.
We did. Yeah, we did. We had a great run with Exaggerator. That was exciting.
A lot of Exaggerator fans here.
Yeah, there we go. Hopefully we'll see you next weekend. That was just an amazing journey. I mean, you realize, the people that follow horse racing that love it follow it pretty closely. But when you get into those Triple Crown races, it becomes, there's just a lot more people that watch. So my horse racing habit was I was able to keep it a little bit quiet with my other job, my finance job. And as soon as the Preakness happened, the cat was out of the bag. So.
Right. So now you went to school in Baltimore, Johns Hopkins. Was winning the Preakness the most exciting thing that ever happened to you in Baltimore?
Trying to think of a couple of good nights in college. I think that would
Federal Hill, little Fells Point action.
Yeah, a few good nights, but it really was. It was amazing. The Derby was an incredible experience. We had 2 horses that ran, and obviously Exaggerator ran better of the 2. But it was a little bit of a stressful day. I had my in-laws. That's always stressful. I had my parents.
Sal's wife is not here.
My wife is not here. My in-laws are definitely not here.
Or listening.
Or listening. Thank the Lord. But I had my kids. I have 3 little kids, and my parents, and we had 35 people with us. So it was a fun weekend. But it was, I just felt like I was a babysitter. The Preakness, I went with 4 buddies, and we drank a lot of vodka throughout the day. And then won the race in the rain, and it was back in Baltimore. So it really was one of the most fun afternoons I've ever had. I'll never forget it.
So after that, I guess did the family come to the Belmont? Because if they all came to Belmont, they're never allowed back, right? When the horse is running.
I was going to say, buy a house in Saratoga, and your family won't come. It's amazing. My family, no, part of them came. Like, we didn't bring the kids. We had a few of them. My dad was there, and my wife was there. So I would say a partial mix at the Belmont.
So he's expected to come back and run in next weekend's Jim Dandy against Creator. Is he doing well since the Belmont?
Yeah, he's had a couple of interesting breezes. He went, pretty slow 2 weeks ago, and then super fast this past week. So I think we're leaning towards running him. My guess is, it'll obviously be Keith's decision. If I had to guess, I'd say 70-30 he'll run. But he's going to breeze, I believe, on Saturday, and if that goes well, they'll make the decision, and hopefully we'll go. So I think so.
You've gotten involved in the game in different ways, because you bought Lady Eli as a yearling, and I imagine you buy other yearlings as well, but you've also gotten involved with other partnerships, and you've got a number of partnerships.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I started with a group of, I think it was 6 buddies of mine that bought a few horses together, and then 3 of us liked it and were sort of into it, so we set up a separate partnership, and then I had a few other buddies that wanted to do it, so I set up another group. So they're not really big groups. Each one is somewhere between, I would say, 2 and 5 people. Most of them are 2 or 3 people. It was also a way that I thought nobody would know how many horses I owned. So
how's that working out?
It's not working out that well anymore. I kept it under wraps for a while, but I feel like I've gotten blown up with it recently.
Well, I did announce on TV that you are actually a part owner of every horse racing in America, so.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It helps me a lot.
I did that for you. That's what friends do.
Yeah. So that's really it. I mean, for me, that's been the fun part, right? I've brought a bunch of good friends of mine that really, just like me, knew nothing about racing. And we've tried to do it just a little bit differently than maybe some other people have come at it in the past. And, we've had obviously some very good luck over the last year and a half, and we're having a blast. So far it's been great.
Now, what if you could say like one or two things? So one thing, like what is it? I mean, we love racing. You're in a town, in a place where people love horse racing. Obviously, the rest of the world doesn't necessarily agree with us, which is fine. What is it about racing because you've obviously become consumed by racing over the last couple of years? What is it about the game?
So I guess I love to win. I mean, I've always hated to lose in anything. So that's one. I mean, I love that there's a scorecard at the end of every race, and I love the build-up to get to the race. I love finding the horse and then trying to break the horse in the right place with the right team, and then have the right trainer train the horse, and have the right partners, and have the right jockey on the horse, and win the race. And that whole process is just so satisfying. I love that part of it. I also, I love the mornings. I mean, that's the part of it that probably caught me by the biggest surprise. I mean, I woke up this morning here at 4:50, and I'm like just waiting till I can go to the track, and I'll sit out there by myself, walking around the barns, petting the horses, talking to them. Don't tell people that.
Nobody's listening. Don't worry.
Don't worry. But it's that part of it's the best part for me, and I've also made some unbelievable friends. I mean, I just turned 41, and I've got a group of friends from college and from work and family, and all of a sudden this has been a 2-3 year thing for me. I have 30-40 brand new friends that are from different parts of the world that have been successful in different things that they've done, and that's fun. It's exciting.
I think one of the things you sort of allude to is it's interesting at the racetrack. We're in such competition with everybody. You look at the riders; they're on the room, they're competing with each other. Yet many of them are friends. Trainers, the same thing. They compete against each other, but they're friends and owners as well. Obviously, And there's something about a sort of shared camaraderie. Maybe it comes with the disappointment that we share, but also knowing how great it is to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, you have to learn to be a good loser, right? I mean, you lose all the time. I mean, you lose most of the time.
Right.
So. And you get used to it. You try to do it with class and do it the right way, and you obviously appreciate the wins more when you lose a lot.
So I saw you won a race at Del Mar the other day. Did you go to opening day at Del Mar?
I did go to opening day at Del Mar, and that is something that if you haven't been, I would strongly suggest opening day at Del Mar. It's unbelievable. I mean, really, I went last year for the first time, and I would hope that. It's funny, the two places, obviously taking Saratoga out because this place is so magical. I have a friend back there, Brad Weisbord, and when I started getting into racing, he said to me, look, there are 2 days that you can never miss. And he said opening day at Del Mar and going to Royal Ascot. And I sort of looked at him and, just kind of rolled my eyes because I do that frequently when he tells me things.
You and everybody else,
yeah,
but
exactly.
Between us.
And I got to say, he was dead right. I mean, I've been to both those events the last 2 years, and it's incredible. I mean, putting on the top hat and the tails and going to Ascot is just one of those things that, you look like an idiot, but it's unbelievable. And Del Mar opening day, there's no party like it.
Now, speaking of Royal Ascot, because Julian, of course, won with Tepin at Royal Ascot, you won not this year, but last year with Undrafted, who's running Monday at Saratoga. So you won that sprint. Wes Welker and you were partners?
Yeah, Wes and I. Great horse. And that was funny. I went that year, but I had to work, so I only stayed for 2 days. We had a couple of 2-year-olds that ran early and then at Ascot. And I brought my wife. We had a great time. We left. We watched the...
You weren't there when he won?
I wasn't there, and Wes wasn't there. So Gatewood Bell got the trophy, which was great because he bought the horse. He's terrific. And it was amazing. It was the first time my wife ever yelled at me about a horse because the Queen gave us the trophy. And she said, I go with you, all this stuff, and this is the one time I could have met the Queen of England, and you made me miss it. So.
Yeah, probably not going to get too many other chances to meet the Queen.
No, I don't think so.
So you got it. Well, he ran back there this year. Did you go for him to run this year?
He did, yeah. I stayed this year. Of course, he did.
Right, of course you were there, so he lost, right?
I think he ran fifth. Johnny V rode him for us, and it was again a great experience. I mean, going over there and running horses is awesome.
Seems pretty amazing. Now you have obviously horses around different places with different trainers, but your main trainer, the guy you of course started with, is Chad Brown. Obviously, we're all familiar with Chad, and he's a good friend of mine. He's been on the show a few times. What is it like having Chad as a trainer?
Look, he hates to lose, right? I mean, the thing I love about Chad is he likes to lose less than I do. I mean, I don't care if it's a $20,000 claimer or the Diana on Saturday. It doesn't matter. I mean, this guy wants to win every race. He works his tail off. He prepares. He knows his horses. He's obviously grown his stable tremendously over the last few years. He's as good as they come. I mean, the guy is young. He is focused, and he's also a good friend. I really enjoy racing with him, and he's taught me a ton. He's protected me, and sort of told me where to be careful, where not to be careful, and I'll always appreciate that. He'll always be a friend, and he's my main man.
Well, I can certainly agree with all the things, knowing him as I do, and how prepared he is. Now you have another horse that Brian Lynch trains named Lightstorm, who you're expecting, I assume, to run the test next weekend.
Yep, that's right.
She ran very well in the Mother Goose with a wide trip against a gold rail. I think she's going to be very tough to beat in there.
I think you're right. I love this horse. I only have a couple horses with Brian Lynch, also a really capable trainer. I saw the horse Breaker Maiden in Florida, and it was hard to get the guy who owned the horse to sell us some, and he did, and he's been a great guy to partner with. And she just continues to get better, and as you said, she's got some numbers to run back to. I think I'm not sure if she would have won that race, but she definitely should have come second. I think she had a pretty wide trip, so we'll see. We're excited for that race, and I think we got a pretty good shot there. And she'll square off against Lewis Bay, who just finished ahead of her last time, who's cutting back in distance as she is, and she could be one of the main horses to beat, along with, I want to say, Karina. Is that the horse for Kieran McLaughlin, who's probably going to be the favorite? Yeah, I think that's right. Right. And for those of you to see Karina when she runs back, she won a race at Belmont in her prior start. The time will say 107 and change. It's wrong. It was 108 and change is actually the right time for that race. So you've got Wavell Avenue as well. You won a Breeders' Cup. Was that your first Breeders' Cup win? No, Lady Eli. The year before. Of course. You got involved with Michael Dubb. Yes. You have a number of horses with Michael, including Wake Forest, who won the Man Award. Talk about how you got involved with Michael, who's somebody, close friend of ours, been on the show as well, and one of the most successful and smartest owners in the game. He's great. I mean, Chad introduced me to Mike my first year doing this, and he's been a terrific partner. There he is. I'm sucking up to him. I didn't even know he was here, and I was sucking up to him. He looks good. Now I'm embarrassed. Good. He's wearing a blazer, making everybody. He is. Bed. That's his first blazer. Did you buy that for him? I did not. Really? No, Mike's been just an awesome partner. I mean, he's kind of been like a big brother to me. He's taught me a lot. He's always kind of saying, "Hey, we got to watch out for this, and let's think about this." And he runs it like a business. He also hates to lose. He's a terrific ambassador for the sport, and just an awesome guy. He's become a really close friend, and we've got a lot of horses together, and we're actually really excited for the meet. Yeah, well, it's going to be a great meet. Sal, can't thank you enough for coming up and joining us here. Thanks a lot. I hope you have a great meet. We wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much. Stay with us. We come right back. At the Post Live is brought to you by the Saratoga Hospital Foundation. Together, we support community health.